boy. Yo, what is up, guys? We're back in the room with the camera. I have not posted like a video like this in a long time. It's been a lot of Instagram Reels compilations of me lifting. But today, we got another movie review. It's been a little while. We're going to review Captain America: Brave New World, Captain America 4. So if you watched any of my movie reviews, you know I ramble forever, and I've had some videos go for like 30 minutes. So I'm going to try to make this a little more concise. Hopefully we go for about 10 minutes, but once I start yapping, who knows when I'll end. But like I said, I really like this movie, or maybe I didn't say it, but I'm saying it now. Really love this movie. I'm sick of all the people saying like, oh, the MCU hasn't been good since Endgame. Like, that's not really a good argument. There's been good shows, good movies. It hasn't been as consistent in my opinion, but there's still been good movies, and I think that this is one of them. I really liked it. And just a heads up, there will be spoilers in this movie review, so just giving you that warning now. I sometimes summarize the plot. I don't want to spend too long summarizing it, but essentially it had a very Winter Soldier type feel to it. Definitely a bit of a spy thriller, but with a little more action than I remembered from Winter Soldier. And I think that was like my main complaint with this movie. I still loved it, but I think it was a little too fast-paced, which may not be what most people think. But I think the Marvel movies kind of try to appeal to a big mass. They appeal to the masses, and they go for more of an entertaining, action-packed route. And I like kind of when they mix it up and change the style and kind of go slow burn. So I think this movie could have benefited from a little bit longer runtime, just so that slow burn can kind of let the suspense and mystery set in, because there was good suspense. It just was like, it was kind of like as soon as it would kind of like get, like as soon as the suspense would start building, it would like pay off right away and you get a big action scene. So that's just kind of a nitpick, but I think this movie could have been a little bit longer just to kind of draw it out and let the suspense set in. But quick summary, try not to go too in detail, but it's a kind of like a mind game master plan put on by the Leader, who is a villain going all the way back to Incredible Hulk in 2008. Basically, he was involved in the accident that created the Hulk, I believe is the backstory. And then some of Bruce Banner's blood got in the Leader. His name is Samuel Stern. And instead of turning him into Hulk, though, it just mutated his brain and made him really smart, but he's like super deformed. But I always find it funny that like the deformed characters in these movies are like cast out as outsiders when there's like literally a universe full of like aliens and superheroes and villains. It's like, I feel like the Earth, like, yeah, he looks a little crazy and a little weird, but like I feel like the people on Earth would be like, it's not that weird. We've seen weirder things. We've seen a purple alien come from space and kill half the universe. So like, are we really going to judge this dude for looking a little weird? I always find that funny. But basically he's pulling the strings. Thunderbolt Ross is who's played by Harrison Ford. Rest in peace to William Hurt, who actually died in real life. So they recast him as Harrison Ford, who I think did a great job. He fit the role super well. And Harrison Ford is Red Hulk. So basically, Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross is president. And years ago, he started having heart issues. So he goes to the Leader to help fix his heart. And he fixes his heart, but he's also been secretly poisoning him with gamma. So he has a Red Hulk inside of him waiting to come out. The Leader's been pulling the strings. Thaddeus was supposed to let him out when he became president. He was supposed to pardon him and let him out of prison, but he doesn't. So the Leader gets his revenge. He starts trying to reveal to the world that Thaddeus is an evil Hulk, and he wants to ruin his legacy, essentially. And then Captain America, Sam Wilson, is caught up in this all, and he's got a sidekick, Falcon, who is named Joaquin Torres, I believe. Really liked him as kind of a sidekick. And they're basically just trying to discover what's going on, who's pulling the strings, and they're trying to prevent a big war from breaking out between Japan and the U.S. And that leads to the other kind of plot, which is revolving around Tiamat, the Celestial that landed on Earth. So finally, after like 3 years since Eternals, they touched base on the massive Celestial that landed on Earth, and it's revealed that there's adamantium. So the world powers are trying to get access to the adamantium. So that's basically plot. I took like way too long explaining that, but that's the basic plot. So I'll talk about the negatives, and then I'll get to the positives. I try to get the negatives out of the way. Like I said, I think runtime could have been a little longer, just to give more of a more of a slow burn suspense feel to it, but it still did well. Another complaint is like whenever there's these big like earth threatening, like literally the White House was being invaded, and you have Thaddeus hulking out on the White House lawn. It's just funny that the only hero who could show up is Captain America. And I know the Avengers are disbanded, but you're telling me there's not a single superhero that would have helped out. That's my only complaint with these Marvel movies now. It's like the universe is so big, it's kind of hard to like suspend your belief that another hero wouldn't show up. But I mean, that's kind of like a nitpick, because it's like we can't have other heroes showing up in every single movie, but you'd think there'd be at least someone there. I don't know. And then I'm trying to think. I mean, there weren't too many more complaints. Giancarlo Esposito's character, who I think is named Sidewinder, I was kind of disappointed because I thought he died, but thankfully they kept him alive, and he's going to jail. But I hope he shows back up, because one thing I hate is Marvel casts these great actors in these villain roles, and then they're a one-off villain who died in one movie. So I'm glad he's alive. Hopefully they use him in the future, but I feel like Giancarlo Esposito could have been used for a more important villain, but maybe they'll have him do more in the future. So that's like my main complaints. So for my positives, like I said, it had that old MCU feel to it, just inspiring and motivating, which is why I love these movies. I mean, that's why I've got the Captain America shirt. Like, Captain America was my idol growing up, and it just had that old feel. And I know people maybe they don't like Anthony Mackie as the new Captain America, but I think he fit into the role super well. And I loved him in Falcon and Winter Soldier, so this wasn't new to me. I like him as Cap, but I know a lot of people don't. I thought he was great. Like I said, motivating and inspiring. My favorite scene in any Marvel movie is the scene where Steve, he jumps on the grenade, and that's just like the most selfless act of a hero, and I love that scene. And that's before he gets his powers. He jumps on the grenade, and it was a test, but that was like super motivating for me when I was younger. That movie came out in like 2010, and that really stuck with me and just kind of made me want to be a hero. And I kind of got that feeling again from this movie. I loved the line that Bucky says to Sam in this movie. He says, Steve gave people something to believe in, but you give people something to aspire to. And this is really cool because I think it kind of like sets apart who Sam is versus Steve. And Sam isn't Steve, but he's great on his own as well. Yeah, I just think like Sam kind of really fit into his own role here, that he's his own Cap. He doesn't need to fill the shoes of Steve, even though I miss Steve. I think he fit into the role super well. He kind of made it his own. He's a different Captain America, and obviously he's different. He doesn't have the super soldier serum, which I think is interesting that he denied it. But I like how he keeps standing by that choice and how he's going to be different, and he doesn't need the super soldier serum to be Captain America, which is something they talked about a lot in this movie. And I do like the little jokes he made as he's getting his butt whooped by Red Hulk. He's like, maybe I should have took that super soldier serum. He's like, Bucky's full of shit. I should have took that. So I thought that was funny, but I hope he doesn't take it, just so it's kind of something that sets him apart and makes him more of a hero on his own. But yeah, besides him, I thought Falcon, the new sidekick, was great. I really like him. He's likable. They kind of made him cocky just so you could kind of see him develop and grow, because obviously at the end he gets knocked out of the sky, and it kind of puts him on his puts him in his place and humbles him a little bit. And I like that speech that he had with Sam while he was in the hospital. It was just really, it was a cool moment between the two. Like I said, Harrison Ford in the role of Thaddeus was awesome. He was a great Thunderbolt Ross. And I'm sure he's going to show back up. He's in the raft at the end in prison, but we've got Thunderbolts coming out in May. So I wonder what type of role he'll have in that movie. Maybe he'll lead the squad. We'll see, but I hope we get to see more Red Hulk in action. I like the chick Sabra. She was really cool. At first I thought she was going to be bad, but she was a good hero to have on the side of Cap. I thought she had like a cool suit, and she was just like, I like how she took care of business. But besides that, like, really liked the movie. Great acting. Action was really solid. I liked the flight scenes, which is cool. I love the fighting, like just the way they kind of work Sam's powers in with his wings, and he's got the vibranium wings now, so it like pushes the power back at them like Black Panther does, where he absorbs the energy and then puts it back out. And I just think they are really creative with like the flying acrobatic fights and the ship scenes with Japan and the U.S. at the Celestial. That was really cool. I like the grand scheme of a naval battle. That was really cool. Overall, just love this movie. And I'll talk about that post-credit scene quickly. You have Sam talking to the leader in the raft, and it's supposed to be this like big reveal. I think it was a little underwhelming, like the speech he gives. He's like, "Big things are coming, worse things are coming," and it's like supposed to be like groundbreaking news to Sam, but it's like, dude, they've seen. The leader says, "There's other worlds out there. They're coming for Earth." It's like, dude, they already know that. No duh. Like they literally had a purple alien Thanos come from outer space and kill half the universe. So I think they know there's more threats out there. So I feel like they've kind of struggled to like put another big threat in the MCU, and they're like alluding to these threats, and it's like we already saw Thanos, we know about Kang. It's like I think the heroes know there's more out there. So I thought that was kind of like a lame post-credit scene. But overall, I give Captain America 4 Brave New World a 8.5 out of 10. Wasn't perfect, has some room to improve, but it was one of my favorite Marvel movies in recent times, and I really liked it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.